Brisk. Alright, there was an experiment with rats. Two groups. The first group, they threw them in a bucket of water. Bucket of water, and that group was swimming, going. But there was nothing to grab onto. So after a little while, they gave up and they drowned. The second group put them in the bucket of water, and they started swimming. Around the same time that the first ones gave up, they pulled them out. And then they dried them out and they let them rest. When they looked like they were back to normal, they put them back in the water. Now this time, those rats, they swam like 60 times longer than the first time. Why? Because they knew that there was hope. They knew that if they kept on swimming like last time, there was a chance that they were going to live, and their instinct kicked in. You see, when you know life, when you really have hit rock bottom, and you know how beautiful it is to live, you're going to fight for it. You're going to fight for it the second time around, even harder. And that shows us that a lot of people take life for granted and take their life in the United States for granted. And they haven't hit rock bottom. They don't know what it's like to really survive and really come up from the bottom. See, a lot of people think that they came from the gutter. And I'm not saying they didn't. See, my gutter is a little different. I grew up with dirt floors, 2x4s. Had to use the iron on my bed at night because there was no heater and it was freezing. Mom had to drop me off at the store, the Good Time store, at 5 in the morning before school opened up because it was too cold to wait outside. She had to go to work. So that means I was getting up like at 4 in the morning. That was my gutter. Going to Mexico, learning to pick cotton at the age of 9. And by the age of 13, 14, working right here and picking pecans. So by the time I get to prison, I was good at it. I was 10 years in prison and I was always really good at picking cotton and all that stuff. That's my gutter, all right? Nowadays, a lot of people think that having a hard time is because they got to go to a flip phone instead of internet, or they don't got internet, or they got to go from an iPhone to an Android, or they got to work a job before school, a job after school. That's not good. That's not from the bottom. That's not starting from the bottom. That's first world problems, man. That's first world problems. Your problems are problems that other people wish they had because they actually have to survive. So if you really haven't hit rock bottom, it's not your fault. I'm not saying it's your fault, but you will not know what it is to really live if you haven't lost everything. So don't take your life for granted. Don't take your life here in the United States for granted. Because the poorest person in the United States is doing better than 90% of the world. Live your life to the fullest and enjoy every goddamn day.